Speaking of donations, the way we've discussed it as Christian Witnesses of Jah is, we don't collect money. We promote helping people in need, giving to those who are suffering, like with the Good Samaritan illustration Jesus gave, right? You see somebody in need, you do what you can to help them out. Now, we have a lot of scammers out there today, people who pretend to be homeless. I've given experiences of mine before where I saw a person who needed money for gas as I was going into a restaurant, and I gave him some money going in. And then a couple hours later, I came out, and the same person was there, didn't recognize me, said the same thing. And I told him, I said, I just saw you. I just saw you and gave you money. So why didn't you use that? I gave him $20, right? It's like enough to at least get some gas and get moving. And what, you don't know any friends or family or anybody? You're just out here all alone? It didn't dawn on me later that that was the case, but he just pretended like he never saw me before. So we have to be cautious. I try to look for people who are physically infirm or in difficult straits, like the person in the Good Samaritan illustration. A couple of you have donated to charitable organizations or foundations in my name, and I appreciate that. I feel very honored that you would do that. And so your request that you made, I will get to that for sure at some point. I can't put a timeline on it. But I'm aware of those of you who have followed up and said, hey, I made a donation. Can you do this video? Now, if you trust those organizations, those charitable groups that you made those donations to, great. Do whatever you think is going to be best to help people in need, right? So we don't want to be responsible unless there's something as a congregation of Christians that we can help with and someone takes the lead and helps organize it in a way that everyone trusts and can respect and follow up with to make sure where the money went, right? We have to be careful. Money can really wreck things. As you see from my Christians in Money video, and probably just as you know on your own already. So we don't want to fall into that trap. We don't need to, right? Just like Paul, I have my own job. Hopefully you have your own job, and if people have needs, and we'll try to help them get a job or deal with their needs. And so again, if you're making donations to charitable organizations and groups and you trust them, great. Otherwise, I would encourage you, like when I specifically say, hey, give it to someone in need, if a charitable group that you know and you're familiar with is where you want to put that money, again, that's up to you, and that's great. But I would encourage you to consider doing it yourself. Right? There's really no substitute for recognizing someone in need and acting on that from within yourself and helping somebody like the Good Samaritan. And remember what Jesus said, when you make your gifts in secret, right? Nobody else knows. And again, that doesn't mean we can't always make it so that no one knows. Right, even in the Good Samaritan, that the hotel owner knew that the Samaritan was helping out the person. But of course, he was a part of the help. But either way, the more you're able to help people in need in secret, I'm telling you, that's a sign of great faith, that you don't need anything else externally but the fact that you came to someone's aid. And that's when, just like Jesus said, the Father who looks on in secret, he will repay you. And that's what you want, right? That you want Jehovah, Jah, the Father, and the Son, of course, to see you responding to somebody in need, and without really even telling them, or unless you have to tell them, right? Like the Good Samaritan, you kind of had to know a little bit. Doing what you can. I saw an ad the other day for some people who were putting money, not an ad, but it was a news report. You may have seen it too, where this young couple was putting money into baby items for new parents during this economic downturn. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool. But then I thought, why is there a news story about it? why am I seeing their picture or hearing about it in ways? And that's a reward. And the best reward you can get, period, is when the Father gives it to you. when the Father sees you do something nobody else knows about, not even the person who's benefiting. And here's why. Because what happens? What happens when somebody receives something and they don't know where it came from? They thank God. Most of the time, they kind of feel compelled, even maybe if they don't believe. I don't speak for everyone, but there's this sense of, wow, right? Where did this come from? When you do that, you set up God to be praised by people that you helped without telling them about it. Try to look for opportunities to do that, because then you'll be building your faith in the belief that God watches everything, even what nobody else sees besides him. And that shows your faith, right? That he exists, that he's actually there watching, and he will repay you.